already. So I think at this time of the night, the most important thing I got to do, and I forget sometimes, is I got to pin this to the top. Because sometimes people load in and they're 2 hours early. We have one viewer. We have 5 viewers. Da, da, da. Do you know I have my hand on my head, Galen? That's my way of checking the how
the frequencies.
No, like how the lag, which is kind of a frequency.
See if you can get better reception.
If I wear a tinfoil hat. Okay, comments. Nothing on YouTube. There should be something on YouTube. Oh, 9:12. What time is it?
9:12.
Vic, can you tell if there's something?
It says live now, so it should have just come up. Yeah. Please do let us know if.
Hey. What's so funny? Are you laughing at me?
I am.
What am I, some kind of clown?
Yes.
It looks like the YouTube is working. Okay, what do I got to take my glasses off, stick them on my head, wait for that to arrive. It's really... Okay, it's going. And then, did you share yours? I pinned it. Did you share it?
I don't know.
And then, does everybody we know and love share it? Because that would help us a lot. We have 20 people.
Woohoo! Amazing. Okay.
Okay, so like we said, we don't really need donations or money or anything like that. The only thing we really need is for you to click share. That helps us out a heck of a bunch. If you have friends that you think might enjoy this, you just even text them and say, hey, check this out. I don't mean to sound like that, well, maybe I have Amway friends out there, but you kind of like tormenting your friends through the pyramid schemes. This is not a pyramid scheme, but we really could use some help sharing the space. Previously to us going down for COVID, generally we kept the gallery open by Jess and I would be kind of near the front door, harassing and tackling and haranguing people as they walk by throughout the summer, and then we'd have to build our entire year's contacts in July and August. Though with COVID, we didn't see anybody, but we did go online. So the easy part is we don't have to tackle people in the street anymore. The hard part is we really do need your help to click share in the corner. I know that the more I talk, the more the numbers go down. And the numbers going up right now, so people must really be helping us. We love you so much. And how was your day?
On top of...
How was your day? We really haven't had a chance to, even on the way back from work, we didn't really have a chance to settle. How was your day?
It must have been pretty good.
It went fast, eh? What was the best part?
So fast. Just teaching this 1 grade 7 art class, and they were just like amazing, and like we're doing the portraits, looking at self-portraits, and they just really tried and cared, and that's what I've been finding with all my art classes this year is just they're really thoughtful and open. They're open, Yeah,
I did some awesome conflict resolution.
Yeah, you did.
At about
really
3 o'clock in the afternoon, right before the bell, and it saved a couple people from getting in trouble. and I think I built some good relationships. Galen, what was the best part of your day?
Give me some time.
Kevin, what was the best part of your day?
My grade 8-9 band can play 2 songs.
Right.
Yay!
Actually, I'm often late for coming home because Kevin's band is so good that I can't leave the art room. What was your best part of the day? If you could text us and tell us something good from your day. If you want to share something crappy about your day, we're willing to listen, but we'd really love to hear something good about your day.
Another sushi. That was it.
Sushi!
Sushi, my favorite.
Did you have sushi today?
Yeah, I did.
Are you sticking around, Galen?
I'm gonna stick around for. I'm actually forcing it. I'm tired.
Could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Did you pour me some orange juice?
Yep.
Thanks.
Where's the orange juice?
I put it in the fridge, I think.
Okay. You put it away.
You would think
Something away. I thought you said messages.
you would think that this was spiked orange juice. It's not. I'm living purely off the sugar and vitamins. All right, so do we have some bids for tonight? We have some pieces.
We do. And also, I wanted to share this event page. So I got a couple texts about people wanting to see the pieces that were up for auction. If you look at the event page, Amanda, are you with us?
I just realized that I hadn't sat down to look it up.
Oh, yeah, take a seat.
If you could share, you're really amazing. You can find. I've been sitting here for like 10 minutes trying to find the
This is where my comments are. Is that where your comments are? Actually,
event page. Could you please share the event page to the comments, Amanda? Because I just noticed you did that before, and it's really helpful. Because some people couldn't find the photos of the pieces. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just needed to finish.
I got a best part of the day was in art therapy.
That is nice.
Actually, you know what would be interesting? We don't know what we look like. I mean, I know what I look like, but we don't really know what we look like. And so if you have comments up on your screen, if you want to take pictures, show us what we look like. So Viviana is telling me she's watching us on Roku. I don't know what that is.
Sounds Japanese.
I did a presentation this year where I pretended I didn't know what Netflix and chill was, and I kept using it as though it was completely. Best part of my day was picking up groceries for your mom. Nice. Okay, are we ready to rumble?
Okay.
Is this in the rumble? Does it have a number?
No. What do you want to?
It looks like it was sold.
Yeah, that's sold to Dr. Don. We were
Did
just.
he pay for it, or?
Yeah, he always does.
Oh, that's weird.
Just about. Just about. Everyone, please be patient with us tonight. Okay, so we
Did
have
this make it in the
on-
auction? We bought this.
No, none of those
Okay.
got in the auction. I'm so
Oh, can we
sorry.
do Kevin's since he's
Yes,
here?
please, please,
Okay, pass
please.
me that.
I'm sorry.
Which one?
Like
This
the
one.
22. Yeah, that one is
This one.
perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is my friend Kevin. He gets to come to Rumble because we're trapped together all day anyways. And so there's no we're COVID bros. And we do open the door sometimes and let people in, but for the most part we're trying to keep our distance for the sake of the safety of our students. We've been keeping the gallery pretty locked up tight. And so when we see you, try and keep our 1 meter distance. But Kevin and I work next door to each other, and we talk all day about art and music, and it's pretty nice. He could always draw, but we work a lot of cross-curricular teaching. And I bought a flugelhorn, and Kevin's making Rumblehouse. This is a two-sided painting. I'll show you the front and the back.
Oh. That's
So-
awesome.
When you hang this on your wall,
That makes total sense now.
none of your friends will know that behind it is that cable you're standing on is the live feed. None of your friends will know that the backside of this. No, it's fine. It's still working. The backside of this teddy bear is hidden behind the painting, and the front side, the creepy evil monster-eyed painting, is peeking through. I think I was telling you earlier today, Kevin, I'm even more convinced that these eyeballs belong to a character that I can barely remember from the He-Man cartoons, Maybe I was a little bit not watching that show. No, not Skeletor. The little what?
Oh no, Orko.
Orko. Basically, Shmoo, right? Like that character's in everything. Felix and I have a deal that he can watch the Screamy cartoons before I wake up. Every show now has the same Screamy voice. Must be the same actress. Can we put number 10 in? Okay, number 20.
So number 20 is starting at $30 to Shannon.
$30 to Shannon. $30 going once, $30 going twice, $30 sold. You snooze, you lose. Just kidding. $30. We'll give that a few seconds. If you'd like to bid on these sunflowers, are they sunflowers?
Yep.
I should know what a sunflower looks like. If you want to bid on these sunflowers, they will give you a bright, sunshiny day for the rest of your life. Even when it's raining, you'll be able to see clearly as though the rain is gone.
So 35 to Kelly.
$35, Kenny. 40 was. Let's buy this. $40 to Rich and Jess. Who in their right mind would bid against us? Nobody, because we control the machine. We control the horizontal.
Totally bid against.
We control the vertical. Is it to us to 40?
So far.
Let's show another piece.
So I'm trying to find 34.
34.
Legs hurt. Here we go.
34. Okay.
34 is at $20 to Shannon.
And who was it?
That's by Bana.
Anna.
20 is at 45 right now.
Which one's 20?
The sunflowers.
Can't hear you. Just kidding.
Um,
Highly unethical. It's funny, I'm getting a reflection off of the camera because we readjusted things tonight and did things slightly differently. Why am I getting a shadow off the... Oh, because I got some lights back there shining down. Okay. And this would be a good painting to have in early November, wouldn't it?
right?
Right.
All right.
In fact, whatever we sell this piece for, is this fair? We'll donate our portion of this piece to the first poppy vendor we see.
That's cute.
Yeah, so we won't even. Do we get a poppy? Yeah, Jess and I will take our half of this. Well, not Jess and I. The Rumble House will take our half of this, and when we see poppy vendor, our portion of this we'll put in the, what do you call it? The bucket.
Yeah.
And then we'll get a poppy, and then so Jess and I aren't capitalizing on the Rumble House. We'll give the poppy to somebody that doesn't have a poppy.
Oh, look, another poppy piece.
Poppy?
29
Oh,
is $20 to Anne.
Is this Viv?
Yeah.
No.
And the sunflowers are
Level
50
up.
to Shannon.
Viv, what happened? This is insane. Not that you're not always insane, but woo! Level up. Also, bam, right? You can paddle people.
So
You know what this should be
Shannon
for?
bid $50 on the sunflowers, and Janet bid $30 on the poppies.
Because personally, I don't care if you put up your Christmas stuff before Remembrance Day. But if you're really passionate about that, you can get this butt paddle and go around and paddle.
that's for Brad.
I knew that.
It's
You
like,
can take
what-
this bread tray and
what is happening? So that's 29. So that's at $20 to Anne.
all right, I need help here. There's at least 38 people online with us. There could be watch parties, so there might be up to 100. Somebody out there knows that this
Either
is.
way, it's for buns.
I'm not the only person that saw butt paddle. Right? Get him!
Oh, that was like the McConaughey.
Right?
Turning
Oh,
it.
Banyan?
Okay, so yeah, look how I'm sitting here now. Okay, number 20 is at $50 to Shannon. So it's the sunflowers.
Which one?
Sunflowers.
No, this is
it
$40 to
50
Rich.
To Shannon.
$40 to Rich going once.
34.
$40 to Rich going twice. Oh, you butt paddling me. I told you! Look, as soon as she needed to switch over to violence, that's no longer a bread.
20 is at 55 now to Kelly.
You can call it whatever you want. When you get grumpy, it's a butt paddle. I'm just lucky I'm sitting. That's all I got to say.
So what Rich is holding right now is at $55 to Kelly.
$40 to Rich going once. Look at the light. Look how the light changes on this though. This really is a
So that's oil and acrylic.
right and magic and,
And
pure sunshine.
Okay, number 34 is at $30 to Janet.
Viv's making inappropriate comments.
Of course.
Can I tell the
Number-
story about Safeway and the wooden spoon aisle?
Oh yeah, that was really good.
So like Dylan, I'm in Safeway, and there's this giant wooden spoon, and first thing I do, well, and actually I was with Jess, but I was thinking of my own
I
childhood.
just had some flashbacks myself.
I was thinking of my own childhood, and I picked up this wooden spoon that was part wooden spoon, part baseball bat, and I was tapping it in my hand, thinking, "What evil bleep, bleep, bleep would have ever made a wooden spoon with such thrust?" And so I'm just smacking it in my hand, honestly, I'm trying to imagine what if Priscilla Teru had this spoon. I wouldn't have made it through grade 6. And this gentleman down the hall looks over at me and Jess. I'm like testing out the weight of the spoon, and he just starts squealing on the other end of the aisle. Pre-COVID, right? We don't touch things anymore.
We don't touch things anymore. All right, so we got some bids. 20 is at $60 now to Shannon. 34 is at $35 to Shannon.
How about if I hold it upright? 20 is what?
20 is at $60 to Shannon. $60 to Shannon.
60. And then what about number 22?
Number 22 is at $20 to Kelly.
Kelly. I knew Kelly would bid on this.
Right?
What
Take
it-
Bears.
So
Kevin's like, "Is this too weird?" And I'm like, "Not for Kelly."
30.
$30 to Galen.
I told Kevin if he outsells me, he's we're gonna have to redefine our friendship.
So, here, Paul has bid 30.
Hey, Paula.
Paul
Ba-boom. I
has
want to
bid
marry you.
$30
Hey, Paula,
on number
ba-boom.
1.
No one
Kelly
else
has
will
bid
ever
$70
do.
on number 20.
Did I tell you a story about that song, Hey Paula and Paul?
No.
They were a young couple,
Yeah.
and they wanted some money to get married, so they recorded the song "Hey Paula, Hey Paul." I don't know the actual name, but that's what you would know it as. It was in this Animal House soundtrack. And then you know what happened? They made enough money to get married, and they never sang again because they just wanted some dough to get married.
It's really sad and depressing.
So
So number 22.
this is number 1.
22?
22 is currently at $35
This is number 1.
to Kelly.
Number 1.
Number 1's at $30 to Paul.
$30 going once. $30 going twice. Okay. Well, that's it for a little bit. What's at number 20?
22 is 35.
22 is at 35.
Who's got that?
I like that.
Kelly.
Kelly. Well, you know what? It's going to be a hot seller here right before Halloween. Plus, for the price of this canvas, you get 2 paintings.
I think that's awesome. It's on
Oh,
the back
Do
side.
you want to get the door, Kevin? It's Caitlin. Just got here.
Hey, Paula.
I think so.
I want to marry you. Hey, hey, Paul. So funny. Here's the funny thing, right? This place was just crazy people for like 8 years, and now it's just teachers. Guess what?
Same
Nothing's changed. Come on in.
Okay. Number 20 is at $75 to Shannon. Nice seeing you.
Shannon, tell me you love my hat. We could share a pew, me and you. It's just sugar.
Uh-huh. Want some
Hey.
more?
Did you put something in there?
I did.
I could use orange juice to kick any habit. If I was a smoker, I would just get some tang.
Oh, right.
Okay, what's number 1 at?
Number 1 is at $30 to Paul. That's a multimedia and oil piece on board.
I'm gonna buy it off for $35 and sell it for millions of
Number
dollars.
20 is at $80 now to Kelly.
Which is 20.
Sunflowers.
Sunflowers. Okay, so here's how this is gonna go. This one is taking up the whole auction because it's just half this.
Oh, too late.
No, that's good.
Let's
I want to see what happens when I give you another full cup.
I can't stop drinking orange juice. Okay, so I'm gonna time this one. What time is it?
This one?
Nah.
It is 9:31.
9:31. You have until 9:41 to buy this piece. Going once, going twice, going 2.5 times. So this is effectively
Yeah.
effectively called out at what?
9:31. So 9.
No, how much?
41. Oh, it's at $80 to Kelly.
$80. You've got 9 minutes to figure this out if you
Oh,
want it.
85 to Shannon.
Yeah, you got 9 minutes to figure this out. Shannon's got it at $85. And then in 9 minutes left, we're putting it out of the auction because we got to get onto the other pieces.
So 9:31. So also 34 is at $35 to Shannon. Should we time this one out too?
Which 34, $35.
Yeah. Okay, so that you have 10
Hey,
minutes to bid
hey,
on number 34.
As much as I love you guys, don't forget we're on live broadcast. So it's okay that you're whispering, but just make sure you don't say anything weird that you wouldn't want. What? No, I just don't want you to say anything weird that.
Here, 29
We can hear over top of you in here.
is at $20.
Well, sometimes I take a breath, and God knows what could slip through. I'm speaking so that you guys. I don't think you would ever say anything that you wouldn't want to have the
That Rich
broadcast.
Tabor guy is such a jerk. I wish we'd fire him. Yeah.
You make me cry.
Oh.
The butt paddle,
Is at $20 to Anne.
$20. This butt paddle is worth $20.
That's what it's at.
Can you wash it too?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay, and so that's 10. You have 10 minutes to.
This one's timed up?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want this?
So Kelly bid $100 on number 20.
Am I to be trusted with this? I feel like you can play cricket with that piece. Okay, something done. Done?
Leslie bid $40 on the cutting board. So
Oh, now it's a cutting board.
Cutting board.
Just because Kelly bid on it.
Leslie.
Leslie,
We're all wrong.
let me tell you the story about Kelly and Leslie. Do you want to know what it is? The very first time I put either Kelly's phone number or Leslie's phone number into my phone, I put the wrong name in. And then I spent 6 years memorizing that Kelly is Leslie and Leslie is Kelly. I know who they are. I know their names. But on my phone, when they're not here, I always get them backwards because I'm doing that double reverse. Did you ever do the double reverse?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the double reverse is horrible.
Right.
Okay, so you guys, we got a few texts in here. Janet bid $40 on number 34, which is the poppies.
Poppies! Poppies!
Maybe I shouldn't have given more.
Seriously, everybody's going to think I'm drinking if you keep this up.
Okay.
34.
And Leslie says, Leslie goes, ha 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 ha. She says, that explains a lot.
No, and how many times, Leslie, have I sent you a text talking to you about something that I would have been talking to Kelly for? But it was just a random. I think you were both at figure drawing.
Anne bid $45 on the cutting board.
Okay, which Anne?
Anne. The only Anne that we know.
There are many Annes.
That's my job.
Not Anne Christine. Our friend Anne the nurse.
How much is it at?
The board is at $45 to Anne. Shannon just bid $45 on the poppies.
Right.
Poppy. Okay.
Okay, so here go, and we have more bids.
Can I put
here.
in a public service announcement?
33.
Please share. And if you need to call up, 403-629-7424.
Somebody needs to buy one of those hooks, those giant hooks they use.
And then
for
share.
United States.
Hi.
Oh,
I love you.
I love you too. And I love you. And I love you. And I love you.
Where's number 33?
And I love you. Monday we're gonna have kind of a orphans Thanksgiving dinner. We didn't want to make too much of a big deal out of it because we don't want to get arrested. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna make brown bag lunch, Thanksgiving dinners, and Viv's got her food certificate, so that should keep us out of jail. And we're gonna make sure everything's COVID safe and all that. We're gonna set up a table near the door. You won't be able to come in, so it won't be like a very warm gathering. It'll be kind of like Susian, I think. and then we'll give you your brown bag.
Susie.
Abu Dore, Abu
Oh,
Dore,
Susie.
Christmas, Christmas, Christmas.
That way you can sing that the entire day.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. Come on in, have a seat. Over here.
Okay.
Switch places.
So
No, wait, I'm talking about the.
I just about said grade 7s because that's what I've been saying all day.
Like when your friends and family are driving you friggin' nuts, you start calling them grade 7s, right? Right?
Yes. Okay.
You can have that. Okay, but so next Monday we're gonna have a Thanksgiving dinner, kind of like a really casual event where we're gonna be putting desks out on the sidewalk 2 meters apart, and we'll be like, "Hi," and we'll give you a brown bag, and you can go down to your desk and kind of eat near people if you have nowhere to go. Is that cute?
Yeah.
I think it's COVID. We're gonna get all COVID approved, so that that's my big fear right now is that $200,000 fine for doing it wrong.
Okay.
We check everything out.
So before this time's out, number 20, Rich, is at 110 to Iris. The sunflowers down here.
All right, how much time is it?
So we have about 4 minutes left.
How many people are betting on it?
Now there's an extra bidder in here. Iris.
A new bidder?
jumped in, yeah.
Whoa! Okay, what time is it?
Iris snatched it here, so it's 110 for Iris, and it's 9:37.
Yeah.
And it's timing out at
And Christine
41.
loves the outdoor Thanksgiving with the brown bags, right? So do we. And actually, a couple other community nearby people to us offered to help, and what we suggested is that they just do their own brown bag thing. So there's one on every.
115 to Shannon. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. You're on track. That's not my job. Can you imagine if it was?
Can you imagine?
So
You would have gone for $40.
here's the funniest thing. Kevin and I at school, we do these weird puppet things. And in real life, Jess,
Yeah.
it's like I'm Ernie and he's Bert, right?
Yeah.
But then when we do the puppets, we switch roles
120.
completely. And I'm Bert and he's Ernie.
120 to Kelly.
For the flowers?
Sunflowers, yeah.
120. What time is it?
What? It's 9:38. There's still 3 minutes left. What's 34 at? 34 is at
Hold this.
$45 to
I know, it'd be
Shannon.
handy to have for
$45 to Shannon. for
$45
number
going once,
34.
$45 going twice. Is this got a time?
Yeah, it same as the other one. 4 minutes.
And did you see
left.
Kevin's painting?
I did. It freaked me out.
Did you see this?
That's when I left my house.
I got to get down there.
Okay,
Oh,
so
and the headshots. Okay.
one.
Francis Wiley.
Oh,
Is
okay.
he watching? Here's the deal, okay? This guy, he's the guy. He's got photos in Vogue. He's got photos all over the world. He's got friends that are movie stars and superstars, and he's kind of a world-class photographer, as we all are. But this guy's actually a world-class photographer, and he's offered to do a photo shoot, and he does really amazing stuff. It's a $500 value, and it's valid for 1 year, and it's not dated yet. Oh no, okay, it is dated. It's 2017, right? But we're gonna put the date on here, authenticated as 2020. The $500 value, valid for 1 year, one use, and we'll stamp it and authenticate it.
Okay.
Did you get that comment?
So
Screwed up somebody's name.
nope, everything's good.
So a thing just posted up that said I said 120, and then what happens on the computer screen is the text going to the phone pop up lightning fast, and I have like an eighth of a second to
Okay.
read it.
So
Did you just read the one?
there's lots of bids. Yes.
Lots of bids.
Iris
Send pet photos.
Iris has it at 125. Number 20. Iris has it at
Do you have a
120.
pet photo?
Iris has it at 125
Why are you yelling?
because you won't stop talking.
Ah!
Cheryl has 34 at $50.
Give him some more orange juice.
I'm gonna get him some more.
Galen, I swear to God, where's the paddle? Where's the
I love it. I actually love reading paddles.
How much is that one? This one's at. Now my throat hurts from yelling at Galen. Okay, so now
Is it
this
getting hot in here? or is
this
it
is
just
at
me?
$50 to Cheryl, I think.
What'd you put in the orange orange juice.
It's just orange juice.
Oh, that's
I
wrong.
didn't put anything in it.
Okay. Shh. Shh.
Maybe I should have.
Oh my
I'm hyper!
34 is at $50 to Cheryl.
I wonder what the sound modulation is at like at home. If it's just like
Just loud.
Somebody made it.
Please, my love. 34 is at $50 to Cheryl, and everything's timing out in a second. So can we just please do
34
this?
is down.
34 is at $50 to Cheryl.
And
No.
there it is.
It's at 34 is at 55 to Shannon now.
okay, there's a slight dent in this piece, but I can fix that. Why is no? There isn't a dent.
That's your finger.
No, it just on
Oh.
screen.
No, there is.
There's a no. It's really subtle. You don't see it in real life, but on screen it's glaring as a glaring dent, and I can fix that. Do you know how to fix it?
No.
You wet it, and you dry it.
So,
But that's probably
Okay.
from stacking here,
and
and we will fix
Um,
that.
so,
Who's
and
got this bid?
34 is at 55 to Shannon.
Tell Shannon I will fix the dent, not the
Okay.
panic.
Okay, so that 55 to Shannon, and then this is done now. Here, Galen, can I give you this?
Yep.
Number 20. Who has it at this second? We're not taking any more bids. Give me a name, and that's the winner.
125 to Iris.
Iris won it. Iris got the sunflower. Right?
There's a flower.
No, but Jess?
Yeah.
Iris got the
Iris got the sunflower. Oh, that's so
Okay, thank you.
Whatever.
What?
nice.
What?
So,
Nothing. Kevin's not amused by my amusement.
number 29.
We're so dysfunctional, all of us.
Actually, Anne, you have it at. You have the paddle at 45.
It's not a paddle.
Now it's a paddle. I think it's a cricket wicket.
There are
You know what I think?
I
Actually,
just
I'm
wanted
not
to say
actually
it.
hyper because of the orange juice. I'm just really happy to have people in the gallery again.
It's true. It's so nice.
And you.
There are people in my complex that have been playing cricket. I'm mildly annoyed.
Like in the building?
Not in the
Oh,
building.
I was like,
Just
that would
in
be
the area,
really
like they
annoying.
stand like where the
I
cars
almost
drive,
moved
and they
to,
just play cricket.
that's
And I'm
pretty
like, why
rare.
are you standing
Yeah.
right there?
You know that place where we went and picked up the easels?
Why
Yeah.
is there a Wu-Tang
What's that
Clan?
area called?
Wu-Tang B. Wu-Tang B. I'll pass it.
Why wouldn't there be?
Okay.
Oh, is that sold?
So
Give
$45 to Anne.
Yeah, sold.
Give me
Okay,
what- that-
sold. Can have it.
Okay,
This one done.
that's really pretty.
Killer bees.
That's
Did you ever watch wrestling?
yes, I did.
You remember the Killer Bees?
Vaguely.
Okay.
You know who I remember?
22.
Duke the Dumpster Josie.
What were these guys that used to do the arm pumping? What were they called?
Demolition?
Is that them?
No,
I think so.
no.
They were both farmers and
What
they
were
wore
they?
Oh
like
no, sorry, that's
The oh my gosh, what were they
who is
called?
I know what you're talking about.
Oh
Cowboy Bob,
No.
Cowboy Jim,
no,
Hillbilly Bob, and Hillbilly Jim. And they used to do this. And I was like, what are you guys doing?
All I can think of is Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Is that a guy?
Hacksaw Jim.
Hacksaw.
That's
Has this got a bid or number? Nope.
That one's
No.
not.
Okay,
Okay.
so number 33, Rich, the Francis
Francis.
is at $50 to Michelle.
Oh, can you pass me that? Want to know something I struggle with Francis? Yes or no? Want to know?
Sure.
So Robin's middle name is Francis, and I used to call her Franny Pants. So whenever I hear the name Francis, I want to call Francis Franny Pants, and I keep that to myself. But it goes through my head every time you say Francis. I go, "Oh yeah, Franny Pants."
Franny Pants.
And then if I ever said to Francis that I call him Franny Pants in my head, I would have to explain that was Robin's middle name,
Okay.
Francis.
So that is currently, that 1 hour photo shoot is currently at $50 to Michelle. Can we also pick up Kevin's piece? We're going to start timing this one out. It's at $35 to Kelly. And I am putting the time on at 9:45. So you have 10 minutes to outbid Kelly.
Can we move it aside?
Yep.
Okay.
Number
Can we move this
3.
aside? Or
Number-
this needs to stay up.
Number 3 is at $40 to Vixter. 33 gets a $100 bid from Kelly. That's the photo shoot here.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I was looking back there.
Kelly's got the photo shoot.
$100 bid to Kelly.
She's so sharp. She gets all the good deals. I wonder if she'll use that bidding to shoot some of her bears.
That's
I bet you they're
interesting.
super hard to shoot, and that's like $1,000 value to her. You ever heard of a mimic octopus?
So 33 is at 125 to Michelle.
It can turn into like 15 different creatures.
They're very small. Also, the measurements in bananas online.
Number
I know,
3
right?
is at $50 to Iris,
Number
Three?
3,
There's 3.
the octopus.
So I was,
it should have been number 8,
I was looking at the octopus. I wasn't looking at the number.
but it should have been number 8. Just saying.
Yeah.
Kevin is still not used by us.
Can you pass me the Wu-Tang bee?
So 33 is at 150 to Kelly.
Does this have a bid?
Not yet.
AKA Lazy Ass Leader. And we got some really cool footage. Well, we saw some. I'm hoping Derek sends us the really cool footage. Where's the V for Vendetta? Can you pass me that? So while I was painting tonight, I think I got 7,000 texts about V for Vendetta. And I can't always respond. But here's V for Vendetta. It's number 36. Jess talks about V for Vendetta every day. The movie had a huge effect on her. I'm actually shocked at how much I look like this painting. Look at the screen. Just peek around.
You're Guy Fawkes.
Look at
Mm-hmm.
I would believe.
I've
you
never
on
seen
purpose.
the kids sometimes say I look like Iron Man, but I think I look like V for Vendetta. Same nose. Okay, so anyways, Jess talks about this film every day. We have not gotten around to watching it. We have shaved her head a couple times, but we haven't watched V for Vendetta. What's the bid for this?
Opening bid is $15, but there's no bid on it yet.
Okay, what else we got? Oh,
Okay,
Theo's.
sure, yes.
Theo donates all of his pieces to the Rumble House. This is number 7, which is also my favorite number. And if I turn it just like this, you can see the screen, but if I'm not careful, you will see how messy our gallery is on the other side of the room. Watch it. It's cute because Danger Bo is saying I should watch it. It also sounds like she's threatening me, like, watch it. I'm okay with both. This is Theo's piece. It's called Pink Rocky Clouds. It's funny because
See 35? Oh, 35 is the Wu-Tang.
I kind of felt a little bit like there's something a little bit organic looking about that big round hot dog in the sky. And then the more I look at this, the more organic it looks. And the opening bid for this is at $50.
Yes.
Guess what year it was made?
What?
June 2017. So we have pieces from Theo. He brings us in from 1917. That's not true. But from the early 60s, I think it's probably the oldest. Is that what it was from? When was the earliest piece he brought? Maybe 70s, 71, 73? Has he ever brought us anything from before that?
I'd go to band.
Okay.
What?
You nerd.
Yes, I have a
So,
band.
hey guys, can we number 22? Kevin's. It hasn't quite timed out yet, but no one has bid on it since
We're
Kelly
gonna call that.
has
So Kelly,
$35.
you have Kelly. You have the bear with the rip, and it's going for $35.
And then we have number 1, Mark's piece is going for $30 to
Where's Mark's
Paul.
piece?
All right, see you guys. I gotta
See you,
get
Kevin.
up
Thank you.
early, so.
Bye, Kevin.
Okay.
So I just put the time on that, but I just wanted to put that on
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Number 3 is at $65 to Vixter, the octopus.
Hey, Kevin. Is he gone?
He's gone.
Which is Vic Scott? Extra
The
guy?
octopus. Shannon asks, does organic mean penis?
No, not even a little. What's wrong with you, Shannon? No, yes, it does. I was totally thinking that it looked like a big pink penis floating in the sky. And thank you for saying that. Because personally, I was wondering if I was the only one.
Okay.
Let's get some. Can you
So,
look and tell
here-
me which pieces you
Number
want?
33 is at $160 to Michelle.
Where is it?
It's the gift card.
Oh, the gift card.
There.
So that's at $160 to Michelle.
Okay, $500 value for $160. Sounds like a good deal to me. Going once, going twice.
I'm
I'd say
timing
sold.
it out. So $952.
Nine
The
fifty-two
Road
sold.
Warriors?
What?
You used to do the arms thing, the Road Warriors?
What?
It's by, I'm sorry.
She's
Oh,
still
no,
working on
not
it.
Can I have the
Warriors.
envelope too so I don't lose
And
it?
the envelope is.
Thank you.
Do you know what envelopes do?
And,
You know what they do? They envelop things.
okay. And
Wow.
then number 3 is at
Yeah.
$65 to Vixter.
Number 3.
Oh, $70 to
How many people are bidding on this?
what?
Yes.
Now 3. $70 to Iris. Number
Iris.
3.
Okay. And then, so here's my question.
Number 33 is at $200 to Kelly.
Which one's 33?
The gift card.
Right.
Vixter got $80 on the octopus.
I want to be
I like how he's a steampunk octopus.
under the sea.
Okay, and Rich,
And
we're starting the bidding on this beautiful painting by this lovely man
Why?
at
Did we
$30.
get a bid?
Doug Barnes bid for
Doug?
it.
Doug.
Doug
Yay.
is
Okay, let's see if I can get it
A
without
new
the.
friend.
So, actually, this is a painting of. I'm trying to get the screen. Okay. Ernest Hemingway, and I believe his wife or partner, and this Saucy Minx, and a group of friends in Paris. I was really just thinking two things. One, what a huge influence and lifesaver Ernest Hemingway was to me. The first book I ever read was Farewell to Arms. Saved my life. I'd be a very different person if it wasn't for Ernest Hemingway.
It's at $50 now.
And also, maybe it's in my pocket. I did this thing. I don't know if you guys do this thing. I went up to the till. Can you pass? Is there a blue tube around there? It's about this big.
Ernest Hemingway? Isn't that Salve Your Lift?
What's that?
Didn't he tie the E on his typewriter?
No, it's a blue tube. Yeah. Anyways, I got a tube of paint this big. And when I got to the till, Jess and I have a rule that we don't look at prices on art supplies. When we got to the till, it was $70. And they're like, "Are you sure you want this?" And I was like, yeah. And then I bought it, and I was like, why did I buy a $70 bottle of blue? I love blue. I love it so much. But it almost dried out. I was so afraid to use it. And when I used it for the first time, I dipped my brush in some of the paint. I put it on the paper. It was like magnificent, just instant, like getting sucked into a new space. And then I took some water and I touched it to the blue. And instead of spreading out the way I hoped it would, it actually grew into a small mini universe of its own stuff. I went back to buy the $70 blue again. I was so mesmerized by this blue. And I could only find similar tubes for $35. I think it's possible that first tube was just mispriced because the other two new ones are just as nice. But this is the last half of my $70 blue indigo gouache that I cherished in my pocket for about a year before I was too afraid. And also the frame we just bought. What did we pay for the frame? $30 or $40 frame. So hopefully it goes for more than $20 because that would be negative
It's
10
at
right now.
$50
Ooh,
to Dr. John.
That's nice. Okay.
So it's currently at $50.
And have you read Hemingway? Do you like him the way I do? Pretty handsome chap in the corner. Actually, it's funny because I realized painting Hemingway that he looks like some people that I've grown quite fond of. Just the similarities in his face. And it's funny how when you really love and admire somebody, how familiarity to that person can change how you feel about other people. Like sometimes, like, do you ever teach kids that they remind you of people you know, and you have sort of a familial?
So number 28 is at $25 to Anne.
28 is 25. Okay.
And
28.
number 16 is at $50 to Dr. John.
Which one's that?
The one you were just talking about, yours.
Yep.
Oh, that was Ernest Vincent.
Has 36 got a bid? Has 7 got a bid? We might need you to help clicking share and get some bidders on the game. That would make it more fun. Has 35 got a bid?
Yes, 35 is a bid for $20.
$20.
To Paul.
And then
Hi, Paul.
does 28 have a bid? Wow. I'm sitting right at the right spot because I can just bam put it up in front of the screen.
Yeah,
Bam.
28's at $25 to Anne.
That's got a bid. That's got a bid. Is final call on Mark's piece.
Does it have the tag on it?
Mark, $30.
Yeah.
Paul sold. Can you take that away?
Do you want to put up this one? So,
Yes. This is a new
Havana.
artist.
So
We met.
big round of applause for Havana.
What is the at-home equivalent to cheering? Can you send us some pet
I
photos?
just did it.
Okay. I take it off,
Yep, I'm gonna take off.
and then if you can say goodnight to Galen, our friend Galen.
Good night, Galen.
Good night.
8
Bye.
years of volunteer work, never asked for anything, brings us pizza, probably bought us a car's worth of pizza so far. Have you ever thought of that?
No.
Right?
Car's
You
worth
think
of
about it, if you
pizza.
add up all the pizza you've brought us, you probably could have bought a small economy-sized car.
A Fiat.
Maybe the Volkswagen convertible. So this is a pretty wonderful piece. I love the Art Nouveau sense of it.
Bye. Thank you.
It has that real sense of kind of that 1950s pop
Yeah.
abstract.
Totally. I love the cartoon, the style. So
Yeah.
the opening bid is $90 on that, and it's called Fragile
The
by
opening bid?
Havana Esquerdo.
Okay.
Opening bid is $90.
Do we have a bid of $90? Or that's
No, that is
okay?
the
That's the
opening
starting
bid.
point.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, and these flowers are beautiful. The comic books are beautiful.
So Doug bid $60 on your watercolor.
Which Doug?
Doug Barnes.
Doug Burns. This one. Here's a funny thing. So Jess and I buy all our own supplies. This isn't, I'm not trying to talk you up on this bid. I'm just going to tell you a funny story. Jess and I buy all our own supplies. So we end up buying things like frames, and we often sell the frames. Yeah, we used to do it to keep the gallery up. The gallery's doing fine now, right? Maybe we can even get the gallery to pay for the frames. But I bought some frames on the weekend, new ones. Sometimes we go like thrift store shopping and get the old ones. I got this brand new frame. I finished this painting yesterday, and I was just dying to see it in a gold frame, knowing that I would probably sell it. So I was telling Jess, I'll probably end up selling this tomorrow. I hope it goes for more than the frame, because you don't always want to lose money making art. What's that thing with the writing on it? You know what I'm doing right now? Kind of gross. I'm unpeeling my jeans from the back of my leg.
Writing.
Yeah, that
Do you want to do a wild card one? This is
wild card.
Sharon put together an artist package,
Okay,
and this was for Good Deeds. Do you
Okay.
want to throw this in?
there's an artist package here.
It's a paint, paintbrush, and a nice board.
Paint, paintbrush, and a nice board. And there's no and it's to make art. No, we'll save that. We'll do that for good deeds.
We'll do this one for your
I'd like to put number 10 in because I'd like to put a bid on it.
Totally. Oh my god.
It looks like the blue that I was so
It's really
excited about.
cool. Yeah.
So this is pretty spectacular. I'll be a little heartbroken if it doesn't translate through the screen. But I love this painting. And it looks pretty good on the screen. I think you're getting a pretty honest representation of how it looks here in person. And this is Amber, and I don't see an opening bid. Opening bid is $5. I'm going to bid 20 because I just like it. And I like those colors. And we actually, for the sake of the Good Deeds Rumble, we took just about everything off our walls at home. So we have a lot of hooks to cover. So I'm going to
So
bid
that's
20,
beautiful. So that's number 10.
$20 for number 10 for me.
So $20 to Rich. So Rich, we got a $70 bid on your piece from Jennifer.
My sister?
No, Jennifer Renger.
Oh, that's nice to you.
Also, thank you for sending your your last name, because honestly, the amount of times I've tried to give paintings away to people that didn't buy the paintings, and they're like so honest.
I mean,
I'm glad I'm the only case.
I know, right?
I mean, we really should be taking ID when people pick up their paintings,
Everyone needs it.
or perhaps some kind of code word. Maybe that's what we do is we start putting a code word on the paintings.
Oh
we-
yeah, too bad we couldn't do secret handshakes. COVID. like, damn.
No, but like when somebody wins a bid, you can give them like a code word like
Oh yeah.
tomato
Pumpkin.
face or something. Yeah.
Tomato face.
And then that would make things easier. But also, our whole system could fall apart if it wasn't for love and trust. So I think it's just pretty lucky that we haven't been. What's a PW? What's a PW?
Sorry. Oh, a password.
A password each week. No, it's a password for each artist and buyer, so that we can have the right people getting the right piece. Okay.
So Joanne just bid 90.
For what?
Your piece.
Okay, can you do me a favor?
Mhm.
As people are bidding for this piece, ask them if they are Hemingway fans, because I would really love for somebody that loves to read Ernest Hemingway to end up with this piece. Do you love reading? If you don't want to send us pet photos, you could send us your favorite author. Mine's by far, I think, Hemingway. Hemingway's my Van Gogh of writing. And I have a couple of Ernest Hemingway books I have purposely not read. Do you?
Have Hemingway books?
Or like, do you have books that you like, a favorite author, but they're dead? So you go out of your way to not read their books because you want to save a few for when you like retire and then pull out like.
No, that's not. If I have a book, I read the book. Gotta read the book.
Okay.
Can't
so,
help myself.
I can't. It might be.
Need to read the book.
I can't remember which book I put aside, and I'm
I'm
always
afraid-
really careful when I buy a Hemingway book that it's not my special book.
I'm afraid to say that I don't like Hemingway. I'm not a fan.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I can't.
What don't you like about
I
Hemingway?
don't know. I just don't.
It's kind of like there's no like plot. It's just like the story just kind of goes along.
It's a lot like, well, he's got some like 18th century literature. Like, let's describe the scene for 65 pages.
That's what I love. You don't like Steinbeck?
No.
How are we
Nope.
friends?
I have no idea. I'm really concerned
go.
about our
Just-
friendship.
just go.
Please.
You don't like Steinbeck? The Grapes of Wrath?
I hate that. You know why I don't like? Because I don't like teaching the Grapes of Wrath. I don't like teaching it.
Okay, Jennifer says, going to 100. We are all literature freaks. She's smiling.
Good.
Smiley's face.
Ask Jennifer which is her favorite Hemingway novel.
Shannon says, totally
No,
Hemingway
no.
fan. Must take Rich to Key West to visit his studio. Okay, so
Yeah, right?
we're at.
My cousin. I texted my cousin about the
Melissa-
recipe. I couldn't let it go. And
Sorry.
he's really mad at me because he's like, "How could you not remember who it was? It was the Bushwhackers."
No.
Yes, it was.
You know the funny thing about those wrestlers is sometimes they'd have different names when they came to the Stampede circuit. and then they go to WWF. And even weirder, sometimes the same guy with the same name would go from a good guy to a bad guy. So here at Stampede Wrestling, you'd see this guy as a villain, and then
Okay.
2 weeks later he'd be
He'd be
on
like
World
the good
Wrestling, and he'd be like Hulk Hogan's partner. I'm like, come on, like,
Those are the guys that used to do the arm swing thing. Those are the bushwhackers.
what were their names? Hillbilly Bob and Hillbilly
I
Jim.
don't remember. I
Ask
know
your
that they were
cousin.
from New Zealand.
I think it was Hillbilly Bob. That's a New Zealand thing.
I don't know. They were from New Zealand.
That would make sense.
The bushwhackers.
Okay, so your piece is at 125 now, Rich.
This one, Hemingway.
150 to Joanne.
Hemingway. Yeah, this one just told. You know what else? I'll tell you something about this piece. I can send you the well, at least a few photos of what I made it. Normally, when you make a painting, you block everything out. Maybe you rough things in. You're not supposed to start with a finger and work your way across. But what I did was, with this particular piece, there's no pencil, there's no pre-drawing. A lot of the white showing through is the original white on the paper. So I started with Ernest. I gave it my best shot. I started with Ernest and I gave it my best shot. No, I really gave it my most
I'm
honest.
reading the comments because I can't
I'm giving it my most honest. No, okay.
see. No.
And then one by one, I worked my way around. And so there's no pre-drawing, there's no sketching. It's just straight up. And I don't know if you know this about my work. For the most part, I prefer to just hit it with one strike. So there's very little correcting in my artwork. In fact, it's kind of sad. My best work actually comes out in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's here. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
no
it's
erasers,
roll on top
no
of it
pencils.
right now, just to get it in.
It's absolutely the wrong way to start with a toe and work your way through the figure, but sometimes I do that. And in this case, I just did this weird experiment where I got to sit and make a painting. We're gonna do Dawn's piece. I got a little.
Yeah.
Okay,
So here we go.
Dawn
Keeping track.
texted me and said, "How do I drop off the piece?" And I said, "It's easy. Just put it in the cage." And then Dawn said, "How do I get it in the cage?" And I'm like, "Are you insane?" Like, I actually was like, "What?" Put it through the bars. And then, so I got here and I realized why that wasn't a stupid question. It was just me being ignorant. Because this is a huge piece. It looks like on the back here, it says starting bid, $200. The canvas is fragile, so we won't fling it around. And it's quite large. I feel like, is this a roommate? Because I feel like I recognize this person.
It's true. Actually, it really reminds me of your Robin too,
Oh, yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like the painting and the face.
I can tell you that the beam when I was looking at it at home, it's like on the screen doesn't do it justice because you can't see the details.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like, so the layers are so lovely. There's like thick goopy paint, but there's also these beautiful charcoal drawings. The face, like this eye, is so beautiful. Dawn, this is really
And I'd like to
beautiful.
thank Don for waiting till we got the van fixed to bring this in, because there's no chance
we can
anybody's gonna
deliver
pick
it,
up. We
yeah.
can't fit it in the van. I guess you walked here. Is that right? Is that how you got it here? So opening bid's $200.
All right. So, Rich, Melissa bid $30 on your pour. There.
Just said that to hurt me. Which Melissa?
Sent to Pat.
My former friend Melissa? The one I used to be friends with since art school?
Are you former friends? She doesn't like him anymore either.
No, because she outbid me on this piece.
Oh, that's good.
And Melissa, we're if you want to chat on the weekend about the Thanksgiving thing, we just haven't kept up with who made this.
Derek.
Derek, I got a surprise for you, Derek. You probably don't know this about me. For a year, I had an opportunity to work in the fashion industry for a Canadian company that bought the rights to all of the T-shirts that were made legally in Canada that year. So I used to make Bart Simpson and Simpson's artwork for this company. And then the artwork that I made would go to Matt Groening's desk, and he would either sign off or cross it out. The designs he was okay with, he'd sign his name to, and the designs that he didn't like, he'd cross out. And then I'd get these sheets back that I made designing the clothes. And part of my contract was I had to shred. It was in my contract I had to shred the returning sheet, so I don't have any to prove this to you. But the reason I had to shred them is Matt Groening didn't want me to have pictures of Bart Simpson that he'd signed, because then, it's like an intrusion on his own. So we worked for South Park. We worked for Simpsons. That was the year I worked for Godzilla. And then I left the company when Ginger Spice left the Spice Girls, because they just put 40 grand into designing an entire line of Spice Girls clothes. And then Ginger left the Spice Girls. We had to start over. And I was like, you know what? If my livelihood is dependent on Ginger Spice being in the Spice Girls, something in my life's goes wrong.
So 35 is it $20 to Paul?
Hey, Paul.
Oh, can you give me those two that you just put up there?
I can.
And the other one too, the number 10. Okay. And my love.
What about 18?
What about 18? All right, so Joanne has your watercolor at $200.
Ask Joanne what her favorite Hemingway novel is.
Joanne, what's your favorite Hemingway novel?
Mine, only because it was the first one I read, was A Farewell to Arms. However, that's like a sentimental love. My deepest love of all the books, of all the writers, is, and I don't know why I love this book, because it's kind of contrary to what a lot of things, the bullfights, is The Sun Also Rises. Just broke me into 50 pieces. And actually, you know what? I think what I love about The Sun Also Rises is the combination or the contrast of humility and the macho masculinity of it. It's an incredibly masculine book, which is like, I know nobody really likes that anymore. But it's also an incredibly sensitive, feminine, humble book, I find.
Here,
No? Maybe I'm dating myself a bit. But The Sun Also Rises just split me into pieces.
this is number 2 by Matthias.
Number
I just
2.
wanted this goes together with this.
Do I have a bid for number 2? Wait, did we break it? You do? Yeah, right? My son read it and he cried. You have to say what it was. Viviana. Oh, yeah, The Sun Also Rises. Your son read it and he cried. Right? It's so funny. It's just so heartbreaking. And it just seems like the opposite of what it looks like, There's all this macho bullfighting, and then you find out this man with all the bravado has been compromised in there.
Oh yes, thank you.
What is it?
That's the fountain.
I was looking it up and I was like, I can't find it. There's a lot of horse fountains because they love horses.
I looked it up.
It's a
and-
fountain. So Stephen Strain, thank you, Caitlin. Stephen Strain painted this painting.
I think
It
I got
is
this. Hold
based on a fountain. Caitlin was so gracious as to find the actual image of it. This is in Stephen is from Budapest, and he used to take people, his painting students, to his studio in Budapest to teach classes. Opening bid for
You
this
know,
is
and I'll tell you, there's
$50.
something really special about this painting, because it is a painting of a horse. Can we agree?
Yes.
Yes, it's plural. It is a painting of a horses.
Of horses.
It is also a painting of a sculpture of horses.
Right.
That's 2, right? Bam, 2. But it's also a painting of a photograph of sculptures of horses. Look at it.
Wow.
Bam. That's 3.
Bam.
Are you ready for number 4?
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
It is a digitized. It is a digitized photo of a sculpture of a horse. And so if you look at it, it's obviously oil paint, right? But Stephen, I don't even know if he meant to do this. I don't think Stephen was in front of the horse. I don't think Stephen was in front of the sculpture. I don't think Stephen was in front of the photo. I think Stephen was in front of a computer, and I think he intuitively showed me the layers of the pixelated digital photo, the sculpture, the 2 horses that the sculptor looked at,
$60 to Viviana.
and the soul of the beast that rode these horses. That's what I think Stephen's put into these paintings. What do you think of
I
that?
really love that.
I just called the rider of the horses a beast. But I do. I feel like I can feel through this painting the layers of animal flesh and soul and blood. And I feel the rock and the stone and maybe the plaster of the structure. I feel the wetness of the photograph being developed. I feel the scan of the. See, I don't think it was a digital camera.
Interesting.
I'm feeling like this was a traditional old photo that was scanned into the computer, and Stephen looked it up through a computer color screen, and all of those things feel very evident to me. I could be talking out of my patootie, but I don't think I am.
But I don't think I am.
I'm going to ask him, and I think I'll be right. Did we have any bids on the mini surfboards? Because I'd like to buy one.
Okay, can you? Yes.
Take that.
I was waiting for you to hold. Would you mind holding this for a second? I'm so sorry. It's so I can take a picture.
So I think these would be stronger to pitch if they weren't wrapped in plastic. Is that part of what we have?
Sure.
Do we have to have them in the plastic? Because I think to some extent we're losing the gorgeousness of this on the digital through the plastic. I think that's part of the problem. And there are 3 of these. Are we doing one this week?
It's now captioned on, and I'm reading what Rich is saying after he said it.
Now Inception. It's just
What's that?
she's reading the closed caption of what you're saying as you're saying it.
You can't hear me?
No, because
Did you hit your
I
head?
like to read the code.
Oh, I see.
So I have it
Actually,
on.
what I really like is I like to read the YouTube interpretation of what YouTube thinks I'm saying.
Well, Facebook is getting it pretty accurate.
Because I slur my words.
I have my sound off and so
Yeah.
the closed captions turned on, and Facebook
Oh, yeah.
is pretty accurate.
So when I'm in the car and I press the button and it goes, Siri, can you call Jessica? It goes, yes, calling Johnson Canyon. I'm like, no, call Jessica. But if I do my Superman voice in the car by myself, Siri can hear me. Siri, will you please call my wife? Okay, are we doing all of these? Here's the deal. I'm going to put all 3 up. And anybody that wants to bid on one of them can pick which one. So if you want to bid on a mini surfboard, I'd like this one. I'm going to bid on this one. What's the opening bid for these? Did they give a price to start?
I think I started at 15, but I'm not sure.
Did we ask?
I
They're like $1,000 surfboards and we're in big trouble.
Online.
Is Canada with us?
Danny, are you with us? Do you know the minimum bid?
Because I'd like to bid 20 on this one if that's acceptable to start. You really got to hold them.
Like the wings.
Little surfboards. Okay.
Like 32.
Oh, mini
32?
surfboards.
That one.
Larry,
So nice.
I know. I really
So,
like-
Melissa, they're actually surfboards
they're actually
for very small things. 20 is a good starting point. Okay,
Good for
good.
squirrels.
I'm bidding $20 on this
Surfing
one
squirrels.
to myself. No, so
So
squirrels
what-
could
what
actually
number
surf on
is it?
these.
15?
I think that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't know. There's 3.
15? Yeah.
The
So
angel
$20?
wings. Yep. $20 to me. And then, yeah, you can actually float things on them. And he was comparing them to tech decks.
Hey.
I didn't. Oh, actually, I kind of like it. Hold on. I didn't finish this one. until right up in the end.
Okay, yeah, Vixter bid $40
On what?
on number 17.
Oh, on the Jezebel.
You never explained to me.
Well, I told you had to go on the live feed.
But I drove down here instead.
I know. Okay,
Oh
so
my
now that you're here, let me tell you about the Jezebel.
I'm like, you're here. I'm
There's,
like, what, so like, just I drove here and now you're
Okay.
not going to tell me?
no, okay, so all right, I'm going to tell you, but I got to start back a bit because what did I paint the other day last week with the head chopping off?
Wow.
Jess,
What?
what did I paint with
Oh,
the head?
Judith.
Judith. Jessica often talks about how much she loves Judith because, in a way, Judith and Jessica have a lot in common. And so she chopped the head off the evil warlord or king while he was sleeping. And would you say that part of that story would incur like her feminine guile, putting her in her position to be able to chop the head off?
Can we, side note, start doing the 10-minute countdown on your other piece, my love?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Or just let's just say it's sold. Who has it?
Well, just 1 second. Can you keep talking about that other one after?
No,
we're
let's
just
do this
finished
now.
one?
Okay. Going once, going twice. I'm just trying to get this light off the screen. Who has it? Who has it?
Joanne has it at 200,
Okay.
and I was just telling Doug that we're closing it down in 10 minutes.
Okay. So what is it?
200 to Joanne.
200 to Joanne.
Oh, and Michelle just bid 225 on the photo. Did we time it? I don't think we timed
No,
it.
that's okay. Okay. So my friend Caitlin was asking me why the Jezebel. Several reasons. When I was around 17, I moved out into an apartment across the street from a bar called Jezebel's, which is now Local Lou's. And my back window looked out at Jezebel's. I also worked at Jumbo Jabba just down the block, and I also went to ACAD. So it's a space that I think about all the time, this apartment. And I don't know what the reference to the bar called Jezebel was. It was a country western bar. I remember one time I walked out my door. There was a young lady. They had these giant doorknobs, and she had both hands sideways on the doorknob, holding onto the doorknobs. And her boyfriend was carrying her by the feet, trying to drag her out of the bar while she had. So she was completely horizontal and holding on to these giant door knockers at Jezebel's. I was a young man, and that was pretty tough. This was a big guy. And I remember as he was pulling on her feet, I kind of felt gentlemanly, like it wasn't okay to do that. So I walked up, I was like, hey, man. And I was going to say, hey, man, chill. What's the problem? But I think I got to like, hey, man, chill. And then he just boffed me right in the nose. And I remember it rang my bell. I think it was the only time I really got my bell rung. And the next thing I knew, I was I was sitting flat on the ground with a bleeding nose. And then she was super impressed with his masculinity and his manly prowess. And so anyways, I learned my lesson to keep my mouth shut at country bars. I didn't go there. I was just walking by, tried to be nice, got punched in the face and walked away feeling stupid about it. Jezebel's left a huge impression in my mind because it was just this noisy place across the alley from me in my first apartment. But then I met Jessica and fell in love and married her. Come here, my love. And my beautiful wife, Jessica, I think is often misunderstood by the world. Would you say that's true? Yeah. And she suffers from what would you call it? What?
Sorry, I was just reading. Keep going, and then we're going to read the comments.
A critical level of beauty, to the point where I think you're so beautiful, sometimes it's hard to be around you. And you suffer. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that when Jess and I walk through the shopping mall, I usually have to keep one fist cocked to get through safely. And people treat you funny sometimes. And so I think we both kind of have anxiety, just how hard it is to get through life next to your beauty sometimes. And so we often talk about Jezebel and Judith and some of these historical, powerful women. And I think you and I both love them for the same reasons. My mom, she'd get angry, she threw plates. I thought that was awesome. I met this Hungarian princess, and I love your fire, and I love everything about you. And so all of the Jezebels and the Judiths are really my wife, whether they look like you or not. She's just a saucy minx, and I can't remember how I got onto Jezebel tonight. Sometimes I think I call you Jezebel instead of Jessica because it's cute. However, when she's in a bad mood, she's a lot more like Judith. Okay, so did we have a bid on this one?
Heads will roll. Yes, that one is currently at $40 to Fixter.
And it's compiled from several art historical paintings of Jezebel, and one I think that might have been a Pulp Fiction cover. So there's a couple.
Did you see that? Fixter was saying
17 looks like Deja Thoris from John Carter of Mars by Edgar Rice Burroughs, the
Okay.
Princess of Mars novel written in 1912.
Yeah,
Cool.
So I know that
And Scott's quoting Dylan. Thank you. It's beautiful.
so Galen's a big fan of John Carter, and I know he was deeply depressed when the film came out. This was one of the Jezebel photo references I had. Obviously, it doesn't look anything like what I painted. This was another Jezebel reference that I just painted these off 10 minutes before the auction. I don't think this is very accurate. This one, I don't recognize it. It really feels more like it's off of like one of those like Safeway books. You know, the books you see at Safeway? What are they called? Like bodice rippers?
Yeah.
And so it kind of felt more like a pulpy,
It's smut.
Sorry.
talking about my wife. One of those pulpy, so none of those.
Pulpy.
So I don't often take photos and, copy them. I did with Hemingway, bang on like a cannon.
So 50 on number 17.
This particular one, it's also made out of my oldest, most favorite, probably the first Gorilla House table, which has been chopped down and reused. And it's possible
75 on
over time, some of the ink graffiti that existed in here before might burn through a little bit, not very much. And it's got a gold face and a saucy minx. And she's got the dogs ate everything but Jezebel's hands. So there's an ever so slight indication of the bloodlust of the dogs. And actually,
100 to Fixter.
I just want to check one thing before we go on any further. Just gonna look behind somewhere. You have to get in the bubble. Do you know where the blue light is?
Oh.
I think I moved it just recently. Just being
Was it on that chair? No, I don't.
extra quirky. I'm not going to make any promises. But to some extent, between the gold and some of the colors, I snuck a little bit of the blacklight paint in as well. So when we have time, there's some blacklight surprise in here. I'm not sure how it'll look under a blacklight, but I did throw a reasonable amount of the blacklight reactive paint in, which is fun. Like, it's kind of a weird gimmick for me to be goofing around with, but what's the bid at?
17 is currently at 125.
Yeah. Okay. So there's one more thing. The way I made the face is this is just in case you end up owning it. I ended up using my thumb
150.
to build a bit of a 3D face. Now, it's not actually 3D so much as the thickness of the paint is kind of a two-dimensional equivalent of 3D, meaning where the part of the face that would be closest to you is got the most dense paint. So it's completely flat, but as the light moves around your room, you're going to find that it creates the illusion of a three-dimensional sculpted face. maybe that's a lot to explain. But the owner of this, I think, will get back to me one day and be like, it's weird because it's 2D, but it seems to act 3D. And that's because of the way I created the density of pigment, where parts of the face that should be the closest would be the most intense. Okay. What's that bid at?
So number 17 is at 150 to Vixter.
And again, that's currently on a flat board, but I don't mind putting an edge around it if you want something.
It's
hanging down.
now at 175.
Did we get a bid on the
number-
large face?
So this is 24. No, we have
Not
no
yet?
bids
Okay.
yet.
Did we get a bid on 18?
Not yet.
What's the bid on 21?
Is it $90?
Okay. What's the bid? Did I get outbid on the surfboard?
Nope, you got that at 20.
The
And
bam.
look, Rich, can I
What?
show you?
Yeah.
You get cute little Finn. That is from a little cute Finn.
Is this for? Oh, a fin.
Yeah, for the.
You ain't even kidding.
Is that the right
Oh.
color?
Yeah.
Look, because look, there's these.
That's really interesting. I think this one looks like it goes with that one for sure.
Oh, then the white one.
Yeah, the white one.
180 to Vixter.
To which one?
Yours, 17.
17. Oh, can I put number 32 in?
Yeah.
Who did
Larry.
this? Larry. Larry's the sweetest guy. He used to live across the street in Horizon. Really, really big heart. So big, he would often get taken advantage of. So I remember one day Larry came in with his eyeball hanging out, and he's like, "Can I come inside? I'm sorry I look rough." And he's like, "Dude, what happened to your eye?" And he's like, he got jumped by his girlfriend. And then this is the example of how sweet and kind Larry is. About 2 weeks later, he comes back. The other eye's all gored up. It's like, "Larry, what happened to you?" He's like, "He got jumped again," because he took her back. She brought some friends who got jumped. So I'm not telling you that story for any other reason than I never take a cut off of Larry's paintings because there's some struggles in judgment sometimes. And whatever we can do to help Larry, we will do to help Larry. Also, he's more like a brother to me. So I don't want to sound like I'm poking him in the ribs, but I love him to death.
So,
Whose is this? Is that a new David one?
David dropped it off.
Whoa.
The sides might be a bit, yeah. 31.
So for those of you that have stuck around, here is a more real than real. You could never buy a photograph like this. It is a window into another space. It is by far leaps and bounds better than the best painting I've ever seen David do. It's August 2020. Bit of a skull on the back. Edgy as hell. If Rumble House was a contest, this is the winner tonight.
So good. I love it. Like you said, the
Number
depth
31.
is so rich.
I think this painting could give some of the best painters in Canada a run for their money tonight. Normally I get a little bit pissy and envious when the art's too good. You might have noticed this. But this one I'm just kind of bowing down to. This is up a level. Next week we all got to try harder. David Belcourt. What's the opening bid?
$50.
$50. I'm gonna start with 100. I'll buy this for 100.
Nice. That's solid. I love that piece.
I mean, I'll probably end up selling it again because I have a problem with like trying to keep the gallery open. but
50. Oh, did you just say 100?
I bid 100.
Michelle just bid 50 for 31. So it's at 100 now?
50 is less than 100. It's currently mine.
It's at 100. So number 31, $100.
What coffee table we did, I think was so
No, this is
Your
the best.
number 17 is at
unbelievable.
17 is at 225 to Vixter.
So 225 to Fixter currently for number
Well, if you bid
17.
that much, you should take it.
So it's at 250 now.
Did he get out? He got outbid on the
Yeah.
Hemingway.
Yeah.
Just talking some tomfoolery. Sometimes we kind of shoot ourselves in the foot by trying to be. Is magnanimous a word? Magnanimous.
Magnanimous.
What does magnanimous
Oh.
mean? There is this weird kind of
So Fixter bid 260.
260. Yeah, there's a weird thing with like the timing that always struggles with us, and it really is difficult sometimes. I think when we get the pre-bids, we love the pre-bids, but it feels inauthentic where we're trying to make everybody happy at once. It does mean a lot to us that you're here. That means a lot to us. And so we try and look at this.
It's weird.
I used to look cute in a baseball cap.
Weird.
Take that off.
I don't look cute in a baseball cap anymore.
Okay, so Joanne just
Tell
dropped a $200 bid on Steven's painting.
Which one?
The horses.
Okay. Didn't time out?
No, I hadn't done the.
Okay. What did Hemingway time out? Who got it?
200 to Joanne.
200 to Joanne.
Girl.
Joanne.
Okay, can I tell you a story about Joanne?
Yeah.
Joanne bid a $300 donation to the mustard seed for your thing last week for the Muhammad Ali painting.
Yeah.
But then she was like, I want to do something. Like she was like, I want to do something. What can I do? And then she was like, people pay so much money to go visit people at the hospital. She's like, I want to do something. So then I texted Tracy. And I was like, Tracy, you know a lot about paying parking at the hospital.
Yeah.
So
What
expensive.
can you tell me? Like, is there any way to like prepay things or whatever? So Joanne has been in contact with, because Tracy kind of put me onto the things for Joanne. And now Joanne's been talking to the people at the Children's and put out different things. And guess what? They're like starting a whole program, a pay it forward program now.
Tracy
Joanne,
and Joanne?
no, Joanne has started the parking lot is starting this thing because Joanne's been talking to them about it.
That was Tracy Seagram,
Yeah.
That was
who also
one of-
gave us the guitar and the tables and the
Oh yeah,
floor.
we haven't talked about the guitar yet.
we did something like staff
Yeah.
for one of our teachers 1 year that had to go to the Children's a lot for his daughter. And that's what we did because parking was taking so much. And just basically Alberta Children's let us buy
Did 27.
basically like a parking pass.
Right?
That's so cool.
Do you remember that?
You know what though? Like, I guess I kind of understand that the hospitals are subsidizing some of their own costs through parking, in the same way that like speeding tickets help pay for the city. I guess I understand that these balances exist and we count on those balances, but how those balances got in place, that somebody who's not well is going to drive to a spot where nobody needs to be, right? Like, it's like Mount Royal. Like, when I went to Mount Royal, fine. I drove all the way out to Mount Royal. No buses went out there. No trains went out there. And you have to pay for parking. It's like, you're in the middle of nowhere, right? Like, you're like paying for parking in Balzac.
Like parking at
You have to pay for parking in Balzac? No. Well, you shouldn't have to pay for parking if you have to drive all the way the hell out to Mount Royal. And why we have paid parking lots at hospitals is just bloody inhuman. Like, yeah, sure, we have
Right,
healthcare,
like-
we're Canadians, that's great.
Yeah.
But like, we don't have free parking.
No, and Calgary has the most expensive parking. Well, some of the most expensive parking in Canada.
Paying for parking at the hospital is inhuman.
No,
really
it's like
is.
you're visiting someone who's sick, like, and I'm gonna gouge you.
Well, and because also you're never in the right state of mind to pay for parking, right? Like if I'm going to the hospital, I need something reattached. You know, it's like I've got part of my hand in my pocket, and I'm trying to keep it warm. I'm trying to work the parking machine, thinking, am I going to get a ticket if I go in and get my hand reattached? And so, part of my problem with parking is if I'm what? Look really happy. Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, it works really well for us if the bids authentically go over the pre-bids, because then we don't feel weird and everything's cool now. For this one or this one?
17.
I really do think it's one of the nicest Rumble paintings I've done in a while. I believe, I'll tell you what my thoughts are. I believe it came out of me because we had a few bodies in the space. And having people here really lights us up.
Yeah.
And having a few people here tonight really brought us back to life. And having you here, that's right, you bring us to life. Jess and I have this nice equilibrium where we don't have a beginning, middle, or end to the week. So I talk to my kids about this all the time. Most people start to see the lights come on Friday afternoon, even though you have to teach Friday afternoon. You're like, Friday afternoon. And then Friday night's pretty great. And then Saturday's pretty great. Sundays are okay until about noon. Around 1 o'clock Sunday, you start dreading going back to school, which is screwed, right? You're at home. You should be happy. And you're all of a sudden feeling bad about going back to school or work. And then so you feel bad from Sunday afternoon till Friday afternoon. 5 days a week for 70 years. And that's 50 years of Monday to Friday and 20 years of Saturday and Sunday. And you just can't live like that. So you have to find a way to love every day. Jess and I have turned our lives into this is our schedule. You can imagine we love Wednesday nights. Do you love Wednesday nights? Mm-hmm. I look forward to Wednesday nights like nobody's business. Thursday nights we do figure drawing, which is very relaxing and a good way for us to come off the excitement of Wednesdays. Thursdays, Jess and I draw in the gallery. Amazing. Fridays, I pick up my little boy. We play board games. We break things. We run around. Wild child till Sunday afternoon. Take him home. And then I get this amazing evening with this one. And Sunday nights, I'm like, I can't wait till Monday. Mondays are great. All I got to do is teach all day. And then I get like 4 to 6 hours to do whatever I want. So long as whatever I want to do is laundry and groceries with my baby. And then Tuesdays, we pick Felix up again for dinner. And there's about 3 hours for family time and 3 hours for Jessie time. And it's just a loop of every single day is pretty wonderful, kind of hard. It's always pretty great, and it's never perfect.
So, my love, I just realized something.
What?
Usually we put the little kiddos first.
Okay.
Jared did this really cute piece.
Black light reflective, it
I
looks like to me.
He's probably asleep by now, but Iris might still be watching. Do you want to read the back? It's the cutest.
When I was taking this photo, my cat got in the way. Jared. How old is Jared?
I think he was like around 7 or 8.
What's his opening bid?
$5.
I will bid 10. $10. What about this? Diddle-a-doo,
That's
slow
my
down,
feeling.
you move too fast. You got to make the morning last, just kicking down the cobblestones. Looking for fun and feeling groovy. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Feeling groovy. I got no deeds to do, no promises to keep. I'm dappled and drowsy and ready to sleep. Let the morning time drop all its petals on me. Feeling groovy.
Okay.
Whose is this?
I actually listened to The Boxer 3 times in a row today.
You know, that's a great. Those are Bob Dylan songs, right? Want to know something crazy about Simon and Garfunkel?
Jared's 10.
Did you ever feel weird about the Spice Girls being a fabricated band that they were pieced together in kind of a talent show?
No, I was 14. I was very shallow.
Is it strange to you that there are fabricated bands?
No, because people are often very shallow.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something.
They're okay with that.
Simon and Garfunkel.
This will, if you say that they were fabricated,
They were.
it's gonna
They were
ruin
both kind of struggling solo hippie folk singers, and their producers like, you know what's big right now? Duos. And you
I
just
find-
flew one over to the other.
I find that kind of hurts me.
Feeling groovy.
I don't wanna know that.
Feeling groovy.
He's all about honesty.
I learned about that on
I was
Alan.
like, I didn't care when it was the Spice Girls or.
I learned about that on Alan
Backstreet
Cross's
Boys
The
was
Ongoing
a-
History of Modern Rock.
14 and I didn't care.
Oh, I
Simon and
love-
Garfunkel
you know what?
was like,
There were some
my
rough
heart
years
is
for
broken.
me, and The Ongoing History of Rock got me through
Hey,
some really rough years. What's up? Where we at?
Iris says Jared is 10, and yes, he's asleep, but he doesn't have a cat. I said, I love it so much.
What does that mean?
Because Jared did the one where he's like, I'm taking this picture of this Pokemon, but
But
my
it doesn't have
cat
a
got
cat?
it away.
Because he was maybe catching a Pokemon and then
A random cat.
He
came
might
out.
have a
and
Pokecat.
stepped in the way of his camera.
What about
And
this?
he was
It's
trying to capture it. That's the one time when we were sitting here and Felix was playing.
Tell me
Pokemon
why
on my
only
phone,
Mondays?
So cute.
And he was like, "Why can't I catch it? I don't know."
This is a one.
And then he wouldn't give my phone back.
He does that.
I want to
Little
shoot.
boys do that. Okay, are we wrapping up?
The whole day down. Okay. I don't know. You know what? Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about what happened tonight. Jess and I got really busy last week. We had the Trade for Good Deeds. Shit got real for a while, and then at about 6:50, I walked in here and I'm like, "Where's all the art?" And Jess is like, "It's all here." I'm like, "Where's all the art?" And she's like, "It's all here." And then I was like, "Blah!" And then we found all the art, and people started dropping things off. Sorry about yelling. I'm really sorry about that.
I'm starting to get like old ladies.
Anyways, we didn't think we had enough art tonight, which it turned out we have too much art tonight. So we're going to carry some of this over until next week. If things didn't sell or whatever, we'll put them
we
back
got a
in.
last minute bid. Dustin.
We were going to shut down, but he's got a V for Vendetta. That didn't really make sense, but you know what I mean. Okay. What about number 7? Do I have a bid for number 7? Opening bid, $50.
Oh, hold on. There's a few things coming in here.
Yeah, because we're going to shut down, and you're going to miss your chance to bid. Then you'll have to come back next week. Number 13. Do I have number 13 for $10? Krusty the Clown.
Number,
14.
yeah, I was like,
Number 14.
number 14?
I actually really like this
Number
one.
14?
Yeah. Number.
What did you bid?
Not yet. It's opening $10.
Oh,
Does
I
it have a bid?
No.
I'll bid $10. And then what else?
Hold on. Can I see the painting by David again? Is the bid still 100?
Bid I think is 100 by
Yeah.
name. Who's asking?
I don't know.
You know what it is that I love about this? Can I tell you what it is that I love about this? And I think it's going to shock a lot of people.
What?
I love the matte finish. That's what it is.
Right on the gray, right? Because it looks like
Concrete.
painted over graffiti.
So this is the thing that actually we realized when we were talking the other day. In my art class, we talk about hue, which means color. We talk about size, or we talk about value, or we talk about depth, or we talk about contrast, or we talk about composition, right? And there's around 100 things that I teach my kids in my art class. You know, you gently nudge them to understand that the technical name for color is hue. Anything you used to really need to struggle and put on a test, you can now just get up on the TV with a remote and show them, let's turn the hue or change the contrast or change the tone or adjust. There's all these kinds of things that you need to teach kids. But what doesn't really exist in my art curriculum, it does exist in my design cycles. And it does exist at Home Depot is the luminosity of a piece or the sheen, right? That's not on any art tests in my program. And so, when you're talking about gloss, semi-gloss, matte, eggshell, these are sort of like terms you use a lot when you're at the hardware store, but doesn't really exist in my high school art curriculum. That's not to say that art teachers don't talk about that, or maybe at ACAD they talk about that too. We underspoke about it because it's not in the curriculum for my fine arts program, and it's not in any of the textbooks that I grew up with. And it's just a funny thing that where Jess and I talk about value all the time as painters, for some reason, it's not so much in our language to talk about the sheen or the reflectiveness or the flatness or the now I know that a lot of the hot pieces we've sold lately have had a really shiny, sometimes you put glass on things and sometimes you put resins on things. But what I particularly love about this piece, David, if you're watching, I don't know if you are, is I love how flat it is. Scott, I don't know why you don't like Mondays. Perhaps you'd like to shoot the whole day down. What?
Iris bid $15 on number 14.
I got outbid on number 14. This will make a fantastic Christmas gift to somebody in your life who's a bit of a wild child. If you're not a wild child, you could still love this. If you are a wild child, you will love it extra lots. Weird. Vivienne has just disappeared.
No, look, it was the thing.
Oh, for a second there I panicked because I know Viviana likes the shiny and I didn't want to insult her when I was a little bit worried about saying that I
Okay,
liked the
I tried
mattness
to
of
do
it.
this and then I flipped the tape over and now I'm...
D-Rock. We'll just use gravity. See? It's there. Did we get a bit on the guitar lessons? That come with a free guitar? Get that guitar. That's my guitar. So, donated to us by the family Seagram button. We have a guitar to go with the guitar lessons. There's an hour guitar lessons that was donated to the Trade for Good Deeds. And so if you want to, and this is a little guitar, either for little people or children.
My little hands.
Yeah, or somebody with tiny hands. If you have a friend with tiny hands, it had a guitar strap, but I took it off. We do have some guitar straps around here. So a free guitar, an hour lessons to be traded for a good deed. What time is it?
It's like 5 minutes to 11.
We might turn into a pumpkin at 11. So if we don't get through all the pieces, we'll put them back in next week.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
I don't play the guitar, by the way.
Okay, so
I don't play the guitar. But there's a guitar and guitar lessons.
Yeah.
From Kate.
and look.
Oh, and a guitar book. Ba-bam! Not for sale, but to be traded for a good deed. And 1 hour of guitar lessons from Kate.
Amazing guitar lessons from Kate.
Okay. Guitar lessons to be traded for a good deed. What about these bears? Did they get a bid?
Oh no.
I wonder, they're number 23. There's something about the floor in here that makes my whole body work. And at this time of night, I start trading my young man's body for my grandpa's body. And I find myself doing these old, I gotta bend down and get that. Did this one get a bid? We bought this one. We put it in the auction because actually earlier on
I
tonight,
didn't put a number on it. 'Cause
Okay,
I
that's fair.
forgot other pieces.
we were panicking a little bit. In the olden days, people used to wait till about 6:57 to come to the Rumble. I'd spend most of the night thinking, who are you going to be alone? And then now it's more like the pieces are showing up later and later. They do show up. That's good. Not great for my anxiety. Yep. Oh yeah. No, that's Vic.
No, David said thank you.
That's from Vic.
Okay, please, Rich. Said thank Rich for the nice compliments for my painting.
Was that his favorite?
Yeah.
I never would have admitted that I was jealous of David's painting if I knew he's watching. No, it's good. It's good painting, man. You killed us all.
Oh, Aaron says $75 donated to the mustard seed for the guitar and lessons.
Sold.
Annalisa,
Sold.
age 9.
Who's that?
Aaron,
Done. Good call, Aaron.
beautiful.
Also, Aaron doesn't really need to donate anything because Aaron gave us around 300 blankets and coats last year.
Yeah.
So maybe we reject that.
I'll just put.
You
that.
come and have Thanksgiving dinner with us on Monday,
Can we give you dinner?
and we would very much like to apologize for not just giving you the guitar lessons in the first place, because you literally gave us hundreds of jackets and blankets last year. By the way, those are starting to come in now. It's not cold out yet, and we're not going to donate them until it gets bloody cold. When it's like cold enough to kill you, we'll start putting blankets out. When it's just kind of cold, they don't get used well. People will take a coat, wear it for an hour, and throw it away. When it's minus 40, they're like folding it and putting it back for the next person. It's really sweet, but we'll start taking those Monday. Street turkey.
I love that.
Yeah, I just came up with it
Okay.
off the top of my head. Street turkey Monday. We'll be handing out brown bags and spreading our school desks down the block. What else do we got?
Okay. I'm gonna sing and we're gonna go home.
What are you gonna sing?
Elvis.
Really?
Yeah.
We can go together. Can you sing that?
No, I can't sing that.
Uh,
My voice is going only this high. This is like.
you got an Elvis song ready?
Men say, only fools rush in. I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea. Darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my whole life too. I can't help falling in love.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so
We
much.
love you.
Have a great night, you guys.
Come by for
Love you.
Thanksgiving if you want.